trying to make it all make sense.
The More You Know podcast.
I want to take a moment to discuss imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, I think, is something that's very common to go through whenever you're pursuing something that surrounds a level of greatness or high competence, as well as being in some form of a pursuit at a younger age than average. I think imposter syndrome is something that cripples a lot of people, and I think it ruins a lot of good pursuits, as well as hinders and gets in the way, hindering progress. As I've gone down my entrepreneurial journey, I've been through imposter syndrome and also had realizations surrounding imposter syndrome. I went through it for about the first year of being an entrepreneur, and it largely surrounded selling business-to-business software, which meant that I was constantly selling and communicating with business decision makers who were my parents' age or older. I wouldn't say I was necessarily intimidated, but more so felt like I was in the wrong place. It's not necessarily natural to be communicating in this way, and since I wasn't used to it, it made me feel uncomfortable. With the help of listening really to Ed Mylett more than anybody else, I realized that imposter syndrome is something that's common and also something that's kind of silly once you have the awareness surrounding it. Imposter syndrome is kind of a fallacy, and sure, there's people who are trying to fake it till they make it, or just plain fake it, like a Tai Lopez or any con man. But imposter syndrome is a fallacy when you're pursuing a path that you should be going down and are in the early days of your pursuit. What I mean by this is everybody feels like an imposter at the start, and sometimes all throughout their career. It's common to question if you deserve this, or you deserve to be here, or if this is the right situation for you. And because it's normal, and it's just a part of the process, you truly aren't an imposter, and instead going through a certain aspect of whatever pursuit it happens to be. This is something Joe Rogan's also touched on as well, as throughout his career, he's felt like he's almost tricking people and doesn't understand why they enjoy listening to him, whether it be his comedy or his podcast. When you understand that imposter syndrome is a fallacy, and that you deserve to be where you are, and that while it may feel awkward, it's where you're supposed to be and it's a part of the process, it provides you with a lot more confidence, more calm nature surrounding what you're pursuing, as well as understanding that it's attainable and you fit where you are. As I've said, life happens for you, not to you, and you're right where you're supposed to be. Another thing that helps with understanding this concept surrounding imposter syndrome is the fact that anybody that you look up to, anyone that you look at as a hero or you inspire to be like, was in a position similar to you. They're no different than you, they're no better than you, they're just in a different place at this point. You can pursue your dreams and go down the path of living a life of significance in a similar way because you aren't an imposter. You're in an earlier position than those you admire and are going down the path that's similar to what they went down. Don't fear any aspects of the pursuits that you're following. Understand you aren't an imposter and you belong right where you are. And with the proper time and effort, everything will fall into place. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it, check out other episodes, leave a review, and follow us on social media at More You Know Pod. Also, please don't forget about our sweepstakes. Retweet a clip with the hashtag #TheMoreYouKnow and new podcast from our Twitter for a chance to win a signed copy of my upcoming book, The More You Know, coming this fall. Tag 2 friends in the comments on a clip on Instagram for a chance to win a brand new copy of Dean Graziosi's Millionaire Mindset or Ed Mylett's Max Out. Like us or share a clip on Facebook for a chance to win a book I have read that highly inspired me, signed by me with an inspirational message. Again, thank you for listening as we propel with podcasting through the more you know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The More You Know podcast.